Alright, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl s.Halinda. In today's video, I'm doing a Christian girl chit chat with with the girls. Fellow believers in Christ. We're gonna go down the line, everyone's gonna introduce themselves. You already know who I am. Let's start with it. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Mildred, or Millie for short. I'm just glad to be here. I'm so excited for you guys to hear the topics that I have to cover in regards to this video. I'm excited.
Go ahead, drop your Instagram.
So my Instagram is amormildred, AMOUR, MILDRED. And I do YouTube. My YouTube is Moments with Millie, and that's with a Y and not an E.
Yeah.
Good?
Hi guys, my name is Quanisha. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Quanisha, and TikTok, Quanisha.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Shirley, and mine will be right here. I'm not gonna say too much. It's gonna be right here.
I told her to come up with two topics talking about, what women in Christ struggle with, because, we're living in the flesh, we're humans. So we're going to start down the line. Everyone's going to read their first topic, and then we'll all touch base on it, talk about it, how we feel about it. Just basically, it's kind of like a friendly debate. Not even a debate, just a discussion. A friendly discussion, and you just give tips and tricks on how you feel like someone can overcome it, how you overcame it. Y'all can even drop down in the comments how y'all feel about it. Just, give a little bit,
My topic. Okay, my topic is really like work, life, and church balance. Like, I don't know how the adults were doing it back then, but today it's like one thing after another. Like, you can't meet everything, you can't meet every goal, you can't be in everything, you can't do everything, and it's like you're guilty for not being more involved in church. I guess that's what I could say. Guilt for not being more involved in church when you have so many stuff going on and you have to keep up with your health. You gotta go to the gym, and then you have toddlers, you probably have kids, you have your own responsibilities. So I would say guilt and not being more involved in church.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
That part is, I feel like that is hard because, especially working a 9 to 5. When you're working a 9 to 5, you also want to go to the gym, but you also want to cook for yourself so you're not eating out too much. I feel like it's so much that goes on in today's life.
It takes up your whole day.
Yeah, it does. It feels like it takes up your whole day, and then you have to figure out, okay, where do I incorporate God in my day? How do I do that? And I feel like I said this in my last video. I feel like churches don't teach you that. Not a lot of churches teach you, or our local churches don't teach you how to just, okay, guys, y'all trying to figure out how to include God in all your situations and everything that you're doing. Okay, you can do this, do this, do this. I feel like we mostly get our church from TikTok sometimes, or YouTube, and it'd be like, damn, I want to feel this in person. I want to learn this in person, not through a screen. When you're trying, it's like when you're trying to get off of a screen, but you have to be on the screen because that's where you're getting most of your feeding. Because churches nowadays don't give a lot of those feedings. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like this girl on TikTok, she was keep clapping my teeth. She was just like, you could spend like an hour or two at the gym, but you can't spend like an hour in your Bible. So I was just like, So like when I'm at the gym on the treadmill, I'll just start reading my Bible.
Oh, that's smart.
So I can.
Like or that quote that went around, like, you can watch a 2-hour movie, but you can't spend like 2 hours in church. And it's like, oh.
Wow.
Yeah. You're like, oop. Maybe they're right. No, but that's true. I feel like I see TikTok does say like ways you can incorporate God is like, okay, on your way to work, listen to worship music, or when you're cooking, you can pray while you're cooking. I guess there's like little things where you incorporate on your busy schedule. I feel like you just have to remember. I think it's remembering. It's obtainable, but remembering to do it is what kind of be hard sometimes because your mind be in so many different places at the same time. So I feel like.
Or if people at work make you upset, and in order to not escalate it, you pray about it.
Okay.
Let's get into that though. Let's get into that. Like, I feel like people make it seem like it's so easy to, we're just gonna pray about it. No, I want to crash out first. I want to tell you about yourself, and then like, okay, you know what?
Ask for forgiveness later.
I
did too much, but
yeah, I really did. But I'm gonna go back and be like, you know what? I see what you did there. See what you meant by that. But at the same time, like, why do people make it seem like it's so easy to pray first? Like, it's not easy to pray first.
Because when you're in the heat of moment, it's like the first thing that you're gonna do.
Exactly.
It's like it doesn't really register in your brain like I need to pray about this first before it escalates. It just happens.
Especially if you weren't taught that at a young age. However you were taught as a young age to handle certain situations is how you handle it as an adult 10 times 10.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. I feel like we grew up, you know, it's crash out first. It's crash out first.
Especially for Haitians.
And then be like, exactly, being Caribbean, let's crash out first and be like, oh man, you know what, we might act that character. Like, when your first instinct when you're upset is not, oh, I'm gonna pray about it. And on top of that too, the people who make it seem easy are the same people who hide their testimonies, who hide who they are, who they were in the past, who be putting on a mask, be fronting like they all that and they good, and like God has fully changed them. No, you're doing it in the dark and you don't want no one to know. That's why everyone makes it seems like everything's so easy. No, you can pray about it, you can pray about it. Girl, what were you doing before you were saved? Let's crack that tea though. Like, what were you doing before you were saved? Like, I know you were crashing out. That's how I feel, bro.
I feel like we don't talk about it enough in the Christian world, how to get from A to Z. People just expect you to go from A to Z. Like you're training for a marathon, people tell you, okay, this is how you start. You wanna build muscle, people tell you this is how you start. You wanna do anything in life, people tell you how to start. But you want to have a Christ-centered life, people don't tell you how to start. They just tell you how to end. Like that's not how it goes.
Oh, that's good.
I feel like that's not how it goes.
That is true.
Yes.
They show you the finish line, not how to
They
start.
just be like, okay, accept Jesus Christ, and then boom, you're gonna jump to this point. Like it doesn't make sense to
You're
everybody.
going to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. You're going to have moments where you're just going to be tested. People are going to test you constantly.
And people don't say it. People don't talk about like the little tests. People just talk about like the big tests. Like, oh, you're gonna be homeless. Oh, you're gonna lose your car. Or you're gonna lose this. No, talk about that little girl over there that be tapping my nerves. Like, talk about that coworker that just, you know, there's something off about that coworker, but it's you that feel it. And then out of nowhere, that one day they really got you, and they were probably like ticking. You just didn't notice it until like,
That's why it's so hard. I feel like I show my weakness a lot, and that's why I feel like I get provoked. Cause when I get provoked, I'm not Mildred anymore.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We gotta guard our heart. That's for sure.
When
That's
people
one of the
see
things.
that you're like really nice and just like,
They take advantage of it.
yeah, like I want to see her. Like,
No, they sure do. They sure do.
When people see her nice, they be like, okay, that means I can test her gangster. That means I can see this.
Let me take advantage of her. Let me make her my little puppet.
Until you crash out, they be like, ooh.
Now you're the bad guy. Now you're the bad guy.
That's crazy.
But what I've learned like over the years is that people hate when they try to like jab at you. You're just like, like smiling and happy, like the whole time, like you just.
You're like, damn, I wish I could provoke that, but can I get provoked? That's great. That's what what's your topic? Let's go on to the next topic.
My topics is maintaining consistency in prayer and Bible study. With a busy schedule and sorry guys, it can be hard to prioritize daily quiet time with God, leading to feelings of guilt.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
The same thing. I'm so sorry.
You stole it.
No, I really thought that.
Okay,
I can
let's
change mine.
No, we could keep that.
Yeah.
We could keep that. Talk about how would you do it with that one. Even not to struggle, how would you guys feel like, what is something in that way, in the same topic, in the same sense? Like, how do you feel like you guys try to maintain a consistency, talking to God, Bible studying with God, or how do you plan to do that?
I feel like I don't do enough for sure. Like I feel like I'll get somewhere and not boom back because you get busy, you got other stuff, and then it's just your schedule becomes real full.
I feel like I'm trying to do because I'm not doing that right now. What I'm trying to do is use my breaks at work to read my word, because it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes with God is it might not be enough to some people, but it's enough when you're starting out. You feel me? Like even 5 minutes is enough when you're starting out, but spending that little 30 minutes of my lunch break reading my word, praying to God, getting that connection time, that's good too. Another thing too is we're listening to a sermon while I drive, because I'm watching TV low key, but listen to a sermon while driving, or even listening to worship music while driving to work and from work. I think those are something I can do to try to maintain, or not even maintain, build a better relationship with God and get into my routine. I think that's what I feel.
That's basically what I do. Like when I work out, I read my Bible, listen to podcasts like Megan Ashley. That's pretty much
When you work out?
Yeah, when I work out and when I go on walks. So that's pretty much what I do to like stay consistent.
How about you? What do you think you're gonna start? What would you start doing or already doing to incorporate God in all your daily routines and stuff?
I started listening to worship music. I love music, so that's my way to show. That's my way to start. And I listen to Fuero. If you're Haitian, Fuero. Brie Babylon. I love that girl. Yeah, so I just listen to a lot of music because I feel like music for me is like an outlet and it's a way that I can express myself. So I started listening to Christian music and also taking 5 minutes to pray before I open the phone. I feel that if you open your phone without connecting with God, it just causes, basically you're gonna get distracted because you scroll once, you're gonna be scrolling for an hour and then 2 hours. So I would rather sit with God first and then do what I need to do.
I like that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my first one. My first one is modesty. Dressing to please God but not people. I feel like when you first starting out, especially, well, most girls, not all girls, but I feel like when we first start out as like growing up, social media and even people around us has kind of programmed our brains to show skin, to get the attention, to get the likes, to get the people, to get the boys, So I feel like, how do you guys feel like do you guys feel like do you feel like modesty is something you're trying to go for, especially when it comes to the gym, when it comes to going out, work? Do you guys practice modesty? How do you feel about modesty?
Okay, I just want to be human for a second. Like sometimes, like maybe if I want to like do like a little tight skirt every once in a while, or but modesty is something that I would like to do. Just more clean and grown women since I am.
So you feel like wearing tight clothes is not modest, even though it's covered up? Tight clothes all the way covered up?
Tight clothes.
Like a skin, like the bodycon
like
dresses.
The skin tight?
Yeah, the bodycon dresses, or like, do you feel like dresses that hug your skin, skirts that hug your skin is not considered modest?
No, especially since like with the skin tight dresses, if you're curvaceous, like you show a lot. So I don't think it's modest. What's your opinion?
Do I feel like it's modest? If you're covered up, I feel like it's modest. Because you don't gotta be ugly or modest. You can be sexy and modest.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I feel like it's, I don't know. Like that is very controversial. Controversial because when they said you can't make a man lust for you, it might cause some men because some men are weird. Even some women, because you can't put a gender on it. But when you do wear skin tight clothes and you look nice and you are curvaceous, some dudes do look at you like, damn, like what's she trying to say? Did y'all see the Pop the Balloon where that guy said to that girl that was wearing literally a long dress, brown, and he was hugging her skin so nicely, and he was just like, I don't like what you have on because it doesn't have me guessing, like it's all there, I see it's there.
No, I didn't see that. I never saw that.
Yeah, so that's why, so it is controversial. Mm-hmm. What do you guys feel like? Do you guys feel like you're practicing modesty? What about you guys?
Like on the
No, in general. That was just me and Vin's discussion. If y'all want to hop on.
No, honestly, I just wear what I wear. But I don't think I like show myself a lot. I used to when I was, a teenager. But I don't think I show myself a lot. Sometimes I might pop out. But I don't know.
I feel like modesty is everyone is not the same when it comes to modesty.
Yeah, the definition.
Yeah, and where it's your own walk with God that makes it that God told you no, you can't wear that, and then somebody else can wear that. I feel like everyone is different, and it depends on what you're putting out there and how you feel when you put the clothes on. Like if you're like, oh damn, I know somebody's gonna say something like this, and you just put it on for that reason, then that is going out of your way to seek that extra attention when it's, oh, I'm gonna wear this because it's cute, I like it, it's fashionable. So I feel like to each his own.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Because when I first got saved, I did like rearrange my closet, throw some stuff out, and I left some shorts, and I'll just try them on and be like, it doesn't look like, it doesn't seem right to like walk out with this, because you know I am a curvy woman. I do have a big butt, and it just didn't seem right. So when I do wear like shorts, I do put like a cardigan or like a big jacket, so to like, you know, cover my behind. But I feel like you will like look in the mirror and be like, you know, like it doesn't seem like you should be like walking outside wearing that.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it's some churches emphasize the clothes part, which makes you even more subconscious about what you wear, because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, like, you going to church, it's for God, it's not for the clothes. Of course, show up how you are, and then once you get there, you'll understand how to dress. But I feel like they make it like, especially in Haitian culture, they make it a whole big category. Bro, you have something like this, oh my gosh, somebody is coming after you just for the little shoulder. So it just with the Haitian churches, probably even other cultures, but because we're Haitian, that's where I understand more. And like, if you're going to a church, you just wrap your hair. They're expecting you to wrap your hair. Like, you can't show your hair. Like, that's Protestant. Or those churches where you can only wear skirts. Like, those pastors put it on you when God didn't say that, hey, I just want you to wear pants. Like, that is not for you. It might be for somebody else, but it might not be for you, because pants has nothing to do with you and God. Pants doesn't get in between you and God. It might get in between somebody else and God, but you and God, that doesn't get in between. So I feel like it just depends on the person, where you put something before God and God is like, yeah, that is not for you, so go ahead, put that away.
Because you said about like the gym, so like, how do you guys feel like about like modesty when it comes to the gym? Because I've been seeing that a lot like on TikTok.
Gym wear conviction that people get. Like, how do y'all feel about that? I don't know. I've been wearing my leggings.
Me, if I don't feel comfortable in it, I don't go to the gym.
Like, looking at it from like a woman's perspective, I'm not gonna lie, like when I see girls at the gym like with those pants, I'm like, eh.
Yeah. No, I be staring too. I was like, I wonder what's her workout.
Right?
Like, oh,
what you do to work out them glutes?
Yeah, like, you cheat up. But you gotta remember, it's an illusion. You know, no sidetrack. I'm not gonna sidetrack too much. But anyways, Mildred, what's your topic?
Okay, so my topic that I struggle with as a Christian is dealing with perception. Especially with me now transitioning to doing YouTube and becoming a content creator. For me, for so long, like growing up, I was always shy. I was always in the background. And you know, I didn't really have much of a social media presence. I don't really post. In fact, like my last post was all the way in March, and I gotta work on that. But for me to transition from being in the background to now trying to be in the spotlight and pushing my content and, you know, having that social media presence, it's nerve-wracking. And I do not want to be perceived as boring, because I do not have like that presence already. So if like people watch my, you know, they don't see me post on Instagram, and then it's like, oh, you're telling me to, you know, subscribe to your YouTube, but what are you doing? Like, what do? You don't really have a presence like that. So I just deal with being perceived as someone that's just not entertaining or like remotely like.
I feel that. I like that one. I feel that, yeah. Sometimes it is hard, especially doing social media. I think I was telling you that. Didn't I not tell you that? I don't know if I was telling you that, but I was telling myself that, and even my husband and my sister, like, sometimes it is hard to put out content and be so subconscious of the content you put out. And even without the content related, like saying if you're just a regular human, when you come out and having to be in presentations such as like school, when I was in FSW, having to presentate, that really killed me. Like, I had such bad anxiety when it came to that, because I just hate being seen and perceived as, oh, why does she look like that? Oh, why does she choose that? Or, oh, why does she make that topic? You know, it's hard to not think, what are these people thinking of you, because we don't read minds. I feel like if we were able to read minds, a lot of the perception that we think people might have of us, it we already know the perception, we would keep our distance. But because you don't know how people really view you, it just eats you up, because you're like, damn, like, do this person like me? Do they think I'm cool? Like, what is...
And as a Christian, why do we constantly worry about that? The only validation and acceptance that we need to get is from God. And I don't know why I think like that, and I feel like I need to, stop that immediately.
For sure. I feel the same way. I feel like the older I get, the less I care. And so I feel like that's growing on me, because when I was younger, I feel like when you care about what people think, you hold yourself back. And I feel like a lot of us do that in a sense. We're holding ourselves back because we're putting, on top of you trying to be yourself, now you're trying to be yourself and a Christian. And then now you're putting like how you should act in a sense.
Because, oh my goodness! Repeat what you just said.
Because you're trying to be yourself, and then you're trying to be a Christian on top of that.
And then people are going to hold you to a standard because you say that you're a Christian. Now your actions are going to...
Exactly, and that, I feel like that hurts you. I feel like that hurts you more than it helps you. Because at the end of the day, you still want to be fun. You still want to be GL, I still want to be outside. That's what I'm saying. You still will be a little something like, you don't have to be boring. Nobody telling you go hit the club every day and then go to church on Sunday, but you still want to maintain a good, fun, balanced Christian life and still be able to do what you want to do and act the way you want to act in regards to what you wear. Because at the end of the day, God didn't tell me I couldn't wear this, or I couldn't do this, or I couldn't talk to this person. God told you that. So now you're projecting. You want me to be a clone. Like, we're not all clones, and I feel like we get stuck in that space where we have to like move like robots. We have to be like the next person to even be considered a Christian girl. And I don't know, it makes it harder for you to be yourself and be fun and just do what you love to do. At the end of the day, it makes it harder for you. That perception thing is really, really hard. Like, sometimes I'll be wanting to delete my whole social media and start all over and not have nobody that used to know me follow me, because then they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you used to do this. I didn't know you liked this. I didn't know you did. You don't know me. You don't know me. So why would you assume that? Like, you don't know me. You didn't get to know me. And if you did know me, you don't know me today, because every day we're changing. So it's just a lot. That right there is a lot in itself, and it carries a lot of weight on how you want people to see you, but you still want to be yourself.
So like me posting about like my walk with Christ, I was like scared on like how people like me, like judge me, oh like she used to do this, she used to do that, like it's like back in like, well I'm still like young, but like when I was like 20, 21, 22, I used to party a lot, and it's like one day I'm just like, I want to get closer to God, and I started going to church, and it's like the church that I used to go to, a lot of people go there, and it's just like I was scared like of me like going to the altar and praying, and then they're just like staring at me. So
how would you overcome perception?
How we all struggle.
How do you guys feel like you would overcome perception?
Just a little razzle dazzle here, razzle dazzle there. Just keep them guessing.
Expose a little bit. Yeah, that's how you can overcome perception. Okay. Yeah. But like, how do you feel like you would overcome perception?
Honestly, don't know. I never really thought about it. Just being comfortable with myself and knowing my journey. I feel that, like you said, everybody's path and journey is different, and just as long as I know what I'm doing, and I know my relationship with God, I feel like other people's external opinions do not matter.
I agree.
It's true. At the end of the day, people don't pay the bills. They do not pay the bills.
I feel like me being an open book.
Yes.
Overcome perception is being an open book, telling you how it is. Yeah, I do struggle with that. What about it? What are you gonna do? Because when you tell someone you struggle with something, the only thing they can do is either give you advice or judge. And 9 times out of 10, if you're judging me, that means your stones that you're hiding is bigger. Thank you. Clock that T, sis. If you're over here judging, because you have to really look at people. When you tell somebody something you messed up on, as especially like them being your friend in Christ or any like that, and you tell them you messed up on this, if they're not giving you advice on how to overcome that, but instead telling you, oh, I don't do that, that's crazy that you're doing that, you need to do better, that's them. That's because they have a stone behind them that's bigger. That's bigger than yours. So they want to focus on that for you. So remember that. Clock these people's T. watch who you really got as believers, because you know another thing we could talk about? Watching out for people who claim to be people in Christ, but they're judging you too. Like watching, because people think you need to only watch out for friends who are
not Christian.
No, you have to watch out for the friends that claim themselves to be Christians, but they're influencing you to do bad stuff, or they're judging you. They're making you feel guilty about who you are.
They're not praying with you.
They're not praying with you. They're making you feel like what you did or what you're going through is a huge sin.
And that's where people get church hurt from.
Yeah. We need to watch out for those people. We gotta.
Mine says overcoming comparisons when it comes to like other people's spiritual journey. So like when I first like started my journey with Christ or like going to church, like I would just like look at people and even look at people like I used to know, like going to church, and like just seeing them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to be like that person. And like you think, like you look at them and you think like they're so perfect, like everything about them is so perfect. And I hung out with some people, and they told me like they told me their stories. I'm just like, I'm not judging. Like I'll just sit there and listen, and they felt like even comfortable to even like share their like stories with me and like what they've been through in the past. And I'm like, oh wow, like I would never ever think like they've been through that. I'm like, that's why I'm like I need to stop comparing myself to other people. So when I was what I was saying about like the comparing yourself, like when those people like tell me their stories, I wasn't judging them. I was just like, wow, like I gotta stop thinking that people are like so like perfect. You know, like people do have testimonies before they were the person they are now, and they're still like, you know, like struggling with certain things.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, basically, like you see them posting Bible verses, see them posting Christian music and all that stuff. See them come to church every Sunday, but you don't see the Monday to Tuesday, the Monday to Friday, or the Monday to Saturday. You see them from Sunday. Like you don't know. These are the same people that you're comparing yourselves to. The whole time they're still struggling with this sin or that sin, or they're not really reading the Bible every day. They're just getting the, they're just putting up a front, like some people can do that. I feel like we need to understand, like some people can put up a front, some people can, put glitter on poop.
Yeah, so you just gotta like know that every person's relationship with God is different.
Your walk is different.
Yes.
Your walk is totally different.
We are the ones that just thought that because society makes levels that we should also make levels. Everybody's at the same level. The only person that can get you to heaven or hell is yourself.
We're all like different chapters of the Bible.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can't compare Genesis to Revelations. And like the same thing, like we all are different chapters. You can't compare your book to their book because that person's not writing your book. Being unevenly yoked in relationships and friendships. I feel like nowadays we have to be aware of who we put in our circles, because you can be unevenly yoked with a friend, and you can be unevenly yoked with a significant other. If you're pushing yourselves to get closer to God and your friend is, still in the worldly stuff, you're not going to grow. They're going to sink you with them. Sometimes when you're a beginner in Christ, it's hard for you to pull a person up, it's hard for you to pull a person up when they're trying to go down. You feel me? Like, I feel like a lot of us try to make certain things work when you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
If you're unevenly yoked the minute you start that relationship, you're gonna low key, some people do stay unevenly yoked. I personally feel like you're gonna stay unevenly yoked, because you can't tell me unequally yoked. You're gonna stay unequally yoked because you can't tell me, okay, I believe in God and you don't believe in God, but I'm trying to force you to believe in God. You feel me? Sometimes you're not that person to make that person believe in God. They have to believe in God by themselves. You can't keep trying to push them to believe in God, because that's not your job.
It's not,
I feel like a lot of people need to remember that. And you also be aware of your friendships too, because even when I was walking in Christ and trying to get closer to God, I had these two girls I was friends with. I used to smoke weed back in the day, and when I quit it cold turkey, came back here, because them two smoked weed, I fell into that sin and smoked weed. Why? Because we were unequally yoked. So because I'm baptized and I accepted Jesus Christ, but they're not gonna understand my walk. They're only gonna understand what their flesh is telling them. You feel me? That's what I feel about.
But then there's also equally yoked, and you're just not meant to be friends, and that's okay too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay too.
I agree. I agree because I agree with like more with like friendships, just because sometimes like you just have like friends that they just aren't on the same, like they just do not have the same mindset as you, and like in regards to the journey and the path like that you take with God, and yeah, it's best that you stay away from people that can potentially draw you away instead of draw you closer to God. Last topic, I'm kind of excited about this one because I still struggle with it a lot. I struggled with it heavily in the past. Like if people here, or like if you're watching me and you're watching this video, I struggle a lot with forgiveness. I feel that I harbor a lot of, not like hatred, but resentment towards people that have done me wrong, who have said things that have made me feel uncomfortable. It made me think differently of them in a way. And for me, like even though like I'm a Christian, I find it really hard to sit there and say to myself, I forgive this person, because I look at it as defeat, because this person was, provoking me for so long. This person was making me angry for so long, and then I'm just supposed to sit there and, basically accept the fact that you did certain things, you said certain things, and I'm just supposed to sit there and forgive you. I struggle with accepting that, and yeah,
it's also hard. Forgiveness without closure.
Yeah, that one hit. That one hit for me
Forgiveness
because
without closure. No, go ahead.
But that one hit for me because I just got a relationship, and when we like first ended, I hated him so much, and I've never felt like that, like hated someone. I was like so angry, because usually when stuff like that happens to me, when a relationship ends, I'm like whatever. But with this relationship, I was just so angry,
because you were super involved with this person. You took so much time. I get it.
I was just so angry. But I remember in church, they say God can tell when you're being fake, when you're just oh, I'm just gonna forgive this person, but you have to be real with yourself. And I was just talking to God and telling him I hate this person, I hate this person right now, but I'm praying and saying I want to forgive them, but for right now I hate them. So I just sat in it and just kept saying I just don't like them, I just hate them. I was just really angry, and as time went by, I started to forgive them.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so it's hard because sometimes I feel like us as humans, we seek closure from people to understand why they react, why they did what they did, and sometimes we don't receive that. The moments you have to forgive without closure is because God is trying to show you, in this moment I want you to forgive this person without closure, but I will give you closure in the end. You feel me? That's what I feel like.
When it comes to the topic of forgiveness, to me personally, I feel like it's not that hard. I can only hold it in for probably 2 days, a week, and then I'm like, girl, you got many other things you gotta do. I got this to do. When you really think about it, you having that person in your heart and in your mind, that means to me personally, it feels like I have nothing better to do, because I also have to maintain what I eat. I have to eat every day. I have to think about what I'm gonna eat every day. I have to think about guys need car. I need to put gas. There's other stuff that take priority over the person. So the sooner you let that person go, the sooner you can focus on the more important stuff, which is yourself and your relationship with God. Because at the end of the day, that person might not even be thinking about you, and you're over here Cardi B said, that girl got condos in you. You got condos in your head. There's no point you're making room for somebody else that's not making room in their mind for you.
It's not easy for
It's
easier
said
said than done.
I say where you can start at forgiving or letting that person go in a sense is thinking of it in a way as putting down on paper what happened between you two. Who did what? Did you do this? Did you do that? Who was wrong? If you hold more burden, then you're wrong. If they hold more burden, then they're wrong. And then you can see it as, you know what? Somewhere down the line, they're gonna come and they're gonna ask for forgiveness, or somewhere down the line, I know I didn't do nothing wrong. I know my part. I know their part. I can't help their part. You can only do what you can do on your end, and that's all you can do.
I agree to some extent. I feel like it's not more so like I hold it like a lot. It's just more like it hits me at random times. Like sometimes I'll be having like moments with Shalinda at work, and I'll realize like, dang, this is not how I used to like act with this person. And it's just, I feel like Shalinda, man, like she's amazing. And I'm not trying to make this video about her, but it's just that there's certain things that she does that I never really got to experience with other people. And it's just like, dang, like, I don't know, like, why didn't I get that? And it's just, it hits me at random times where it's like this person, like Shalinda's doing something where this person lacked to do. And it just hits me at random times. So it's not like I'm keeping it in. Like I have like constant hate for this person. It just hits me at random times. Like maybe if I'm like listening to a song and, you know, it reminded me of them. Or if I'm like sitting down or like my parents ask me, oh, what happened with so-and-so? I'm like, oh, we don't talk about friends.
No, for real, be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
why would you
bring them up? Like, be for real. You could think you forgive someone, right? You go on, you go on months without seeing them. You see them in person and automatically your heart drops to your butt.
Yes!
You're like, damn, I actually don't forgive this person. Like, I had a situationship, right? I thought in my heart I forgave that person. I was like, okay, I'm cool with them. I don't care about their lives. From this person in person, and I was just like, wow, I still have a little bit of resentment towards you.
And
like that, and then I even told my sister, just like,
you're
fine. You're married, you're let it go. And I'm like, you're right.
What I've heard is that you're putting your emotions in that person's hand. That's why you still have that feeling towards that person, because there's something that you gave them and they disappointed you and you still haven't gotten it back. You just have to be self-reflect and be like, why are you still mad? Like, why am I still mad? Why am I still mad at them? And then you just solve that yourself, like maybe they didn't do this or maybe they didn't do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
that was good. I have constantly felt so misunderstood. And I feel like when I was dealing with this like one girl as a friend, like even though I do not hate, like if she ends up watching this, even I have no hatred towards you, but I felt constantly misunderstood in a friendship, and I feel like I was super understanding. So then when people purposely misinterpret or misconstrued what I say, it gets me angry, because like what you're basically missing my point.
When it comes to people like that, at the end of the day, they really don't like you. That's what I realized.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah, they really didn't like you. They really didn't like you.
She did not like me.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I remember I saw her because like a family member of mine like went to her like church, and I saw her one day, and I was walking past, and you know, like in the movies where it's like you make eye contact with that person, everything feels like slow motion.
Damn.
It was like I was walking, we made eye contact, my heart like this onto my, like it fell, and then my face, when your face feels puffy and like not embarrassed, but like, whoa, I saw you for like, we graduated in 2021, and then it's like years later I see you, and it's like, wow, all of those feelings just kept rushing back. And even though like now I do not hate her, it just like at that moment it was just kind of like, dang. I understand, like back then, again, if some of you guys are watching this, you know me.
Like
people pleaser, and like when I if I'm like in the situation where my feelings get hurt, I immediately react. I do not think logically. Like, it's just like, oh, you said this, and it's like, why'd you say that?
Exactly.
I feel like I had to fight. I'm in constant. I'm sorry, I'm getting like a little bit heated. I'm sorry. It's just like I'm in constant like fight or flight, because it's like I have to defend myself, but then I get blamed. So here's the thing. Here's the short story of my life. If I address it, I'm being overly sensitive.
Seriously.
I'm being overly sensitive. I can't take a joke. But then if I do not address it and I just, basically mirror their behavior, now I'm petty.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Now I'm petty. Now I'm childish.
No, seriously, it's true.
Why?
It's true.
Why? You purposely misinterpreted what I said, and then have people like not like me, and then create this false narrative that I was just like this problematic person, and I'm not. And I feel like the way that I speak, it may come off as like, oh, I'm getting defensive, but I'm just very passionate when it comes to me and my feelings, and you're not gonna, you're not going to make me upset, and you're not going to like hurt my feelings and think that you're just gonna get away with it and I can't say anything. But you can. You can read me, but then if I start up and defending myself, now all of a sudden I'm in the wrong. You're blaming me. I'm the villain. So I guess I'll just be the villain for the rest of my life.
This is where all that hurt, all that stuff. At some point, if we really look at it, we really sit back. A lot of the people you stop talking to, a lot of things that, or a lot of people that they did you dirty. At some point in your life, they come back and they're the ones apologizing.
I feel like
you'll always get your apology. You'll always get your closure.
You will.
It just won't be now, because that person is still, God still needs to work on them to help them understand what you did was wrong, what you did was not nice. And I promise you, everybody who did me wrong, everybody who talked crazy, even with all of us, I promise you, it may not be today, but one day they're gonna come up to you and apologize. When I tell you, I'm not gonna say too much because I don't wanna.
But at the end of the day, when you reflect on your relationship with that person, analyze your wrong, own your wrong, and then you leave it at that, because they're gonna do whatever they want. But you just know where you're wrong.
And I always have. I'm not trying to, you see my mannerisms. I'm not portraying myself to be a perfect person. I am not. We're all a villain in someone's story, but I feel like people purposely try to. Let me not play the blame game.
No, like you said, you're a defensive person. That's right there. That's your ownership. You owned it. Like, I get defensive.
Yeah.
And that's your ownership right there.
Anyways, guys, sorry to cut this video so short. If you guys want a part 2, comment down below. The camera's about to die. I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Love y'all. Bye.